This week on Convincing Idiots, you are lucky that you stopped by. Boy, our main event, superhero TV shows. Some of the greatest. We're going to give our favorites, and then we're going to compile the ultimate list. All of that and so much more this week. Well, what are you waiting for? What are we waiting for? Let's start the show.
Enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Welcome back to Convincing Idiots. I'm Millennial Nick alongside Gen X Brian and the Zennial Dean. This is episode 277's final segment. And this evening, we are going to be coming up with our official Convincing Idiots Mount Rushmore
Official.
of all-time favorite live-action TV series featuring superheroes, superpowered beings, anything in a superhero universe or context. So again, we are going to be each submitting 3 of our favorite live-action television series that feature some type of superhero aspect, putting them forward, and then we're going to discuss them. We're going to discuss them, hash them out, and figure out which ones deserve one of the 5 ever so coveted spots on the Convincing Idiots Mount Rushmore. So why don't we start with Dean this week? Dean, do you have a live-action superhero TV show you'd like to submit? Or actually, all 3. Give us all 3. We'll go around and say all 3. So Dean,
all right.
fucking do it now. Go. 1, 2, 3. Bam, 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 bam. Go.
Loki. Goddamn Loki is my number 1. Number 2, The Boys. And number 3, from the early 2000s, Heroes from NBC.
Oh, man. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll wait to give it all when it's time.
Okay.
Nick, what about you? Let's hear your 3.
Here we go. 3 coming up. First submission is Peacemaker. Second submission is WandaVision.
Yeah.
Third submission, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Superheroes. Brian, 3 submissions. Give it.
Oh, okay. I've got The Boys
Hurry up.
also. The Boys also, Dean. Daredevil. And classic 1977, The Incredible Hulk, gentlemen.
Lou Ferrigno, Incredible Hulk?
Lou Ferrigno. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. All right.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
Well, we've got one overlapping, and that is The Boys, correct? For the both of you?
Dean and I both picked The Boys.
Tell me why The
Dean,
Boys
you
is
make a
so
case
good.
for The Boys? Go ahead.
Okay. To me, The Boys is the opposite of everything that you're expecting from a superhero TV show. I'd heard that phrase before I watched it. I'm like, sure, I'll give it a shot. But from literally the opening scene, it drops your jaw to the floor.
Yeah.
And you don't pick it up for 5 years. You know what I mean? It is it's fun, it's exciting, it's cringeworthy at a lot of times. it shows what superpowers would be like in real life, so to speak. And it gives I want to say a real perspective, but like real enough perspective of what we would be like as a society if a lot of people had these powers, and what it would do to another human being to have such powers. Would it corrupt you? Would it, would you do good? That sort of thing. And I think it shows, and it shows the humanity in a superhero or super villain. And to me, I'm so intrigued by that idea, that thought, because all of us has thought at one time or another, we even asked each other, hell, probably on the show, if you had a superpower, what would it be? But then if you like get into the nitty gritty of that, it's like, wow, what would it do to you mentally to have such powers? And this show shows you. And it's funny, it's exciting. It gives you the whole gamut of emotions. So to me, it's one of the better things on TV, let alone superhero genre. So yep, there's my pitch for The Boys. Brian, you got anything to add?
I agree with what you're saying here. You're right. You ever watch The Boys, Nick?
Never seen a second of it. Nope.
What
first?
I would get yeah. If you take, literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes into the first episode, if after that you're like, that really will define it right there. You're either going to continue to watching or you will not. It's really shot out of a fucking cannon.
Yeah, like within the first couple minutes, I'm no joke. Out of the first couple minutes, my reaction was, "Oh shit!" Yeah, and I literally said out loud, "Okay, I'm hooked. Let's go."
Yeah, right.
To anyone in particular, or just in an empty room?
I was by myself.
Okay, I'm hooked. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, dude, it again, to understand it, you have to see that opening scene. Yeah. And from like seasons later, where the stretchy dick, there's just so many great things in that series.
The guy that could shrink himself and went up the guy's anus and all this. Every season they continue to kind of top themselves in some of the craziest, violent, deaths and different things that's going on there. But
Homelander could be such a generic bad guy, but that dude, I don't even remember what his name is, but that dude, that actor, it's just incredible. Like the facials of like a psychopath. It's so amazing.
I think I know who that is. I've seen the gifs online or whatever.
You've seen him enough, yeah.
I thought he was AI or like a clay face. Like he doesn't look real. Like his face is weird as shit. Like he doesn't look like a normal, like not believable as a human.
Yeah.
Nick, do yourself a favor, seriously. Yeah. Start watching this. Once you do, I'm telling you, I know you. I know the kind of shit you like, the awful shit you like, and I don't mean like awful isn't bad, like horrible, like
humor. Yeah,
humor. Yeah. You'll be in love with the show. I guarantee you.
Yeah, and like you said, Dean, it really is it's believable in the sense of, if people were, if they acquired these powers, what could really happen? It's corporations to make, working with them to make money, setting up fake situations in order to promote them on social media and make movies and money. And they really have superpower. They really could do good. They really could
all of them
use their powers to help mankind, but that's not what they're there for. They're there to work for this corporation, make money. Some, of course, take the approach of, I'm going to use my powers for good. It's a whole, uprising and this and that and the other. But you're right, man, that the Homelander is arguably one of the greatest superhero villains, period.
Absolutely.
In any movie or television show, hands down, he will make the list. No question about it.
Yep.
No question about it. Like you said, whenever any scene he's in, it's uneasy. Because he could, if he wanted to kill anybody around him, everybody, he could just kill him. He's like their Superman. Nick.
Yep.
I mean, he's
okay.
unstoppable.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, how do they stop Homelander? He has to be the guy they find a way to stop. This is the final season coming up here, and it's all going to lead to that pinnacle,
Showdown.
the showdown of Homelander and everything like that. Plus the actors and everything it's just fantastic. So very dark humor, all that stuff. So I can go on and on. So just
Butcher is fantastic.
oh man, fantastic. So it's hard to argue if you haven't seen it, Nick. So if you want, we could put it to the side for now. But it's definitely two
we'll
strong cases. Yeah. So. Nick, do you have one you want to fight? You want to not fight for, make an argument for?
It sounds like, now, like I said, I've never seen anything of The Boys, but it sounds like it's in the same vein as Peacemaker. And I enjoy Peacemaker because of just kind of it like you said about The Boys, it kind of strikes me as there's a realness to it. It's almost like, a lot of like superhero things they take place in maybe a little bit more of a black and white setting. There's good guys, there's bad guys, and it's very there's a formulaic. There's a certain way these things go, and Peacemaker is just something different. And definitely, a lot of superhero things are for kids and all ages. Peacemaker is very not, and is overtly violent and hilarious and funny. So I like Peacemaker because it's just kind of a different kind of superhero show that I had never really seen before. It follows in line with what the Suicide Squad was, which he's originally from. Again, we've talked about it, I think, in past episodes, but John Cena, like, who knew? Like, who would have thought that he would have been so good at this, and such a good comedic actor, which he absolutely fucking nails. And he also, in Peacemaker, has had many times where he, you feel a lot. He's a good actor. Like, you feel remorse for him. You feel, yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I enjoy it because it's not a typical superhero show. It's he's not exactly a good guy all the way. I mean, he's definitely got his issues.
It's a guy searching for redemption.
Yeah,
that's really the series.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's why I put Peacemaker on mine. It's just kind of something a little different, outside the box, and
I don't hate it.
I enjoy it. I love that show. So.
I love that show too. The soundtrack's fantastic too. That's the other element, the James Gunn element. Clearly he's a big. One thing I picked up on last season, Nick, was that the band in the alternate universe, the Beatles' popular band, was Helloween. That was mentioned.
Oh, really?
Helloween is kind of an obscure '80s metal band. So James Gunn clearly, or somebody.
Oh no, he's a huge metal fan, especially like Norwegian metal or whatever country that a lot of these bands are from. Like, he's a huge fan.
Sounds cool. That adds a cool element to it. Go ahead.
You can go back and listen to the Peacemaker podcast, which he hosts, that recaps each episode from this past season, and he explains his love for these obscure rock metal bands from the 80s. It's pretty cool.
Okay,
very good. All right. Well, I'm going to make go ahead, Dean. Go ahead.
No, I was actually going to ask you, Brian. That who do you want to argue?
I'll make a case for Daredevil, gentlemen. So Daredevil started on Netflix in 2015, 3 seasons. Of course, it came back this past year with Daredevil Born Again, brought back all the original cast, Charlie Cox. As far as casting of any recent live action superhero, it's hard to argue that there's better than Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock Daredevil. I mean, there's some as good. I'm not saying he's the best. Like Tom Holland as Peter Parker is great. There's definitely well casted, but I don't know that. After seeing Charlie Cox in that role, he in my mind is up there
with Ben Affleck.
That's not even fucking remotely close. But Robert Downey Jr. played the role of Iron Man so well, Tony Stark. Right now, if you try to recast Daredevil with somebody other than Charlie Cox, I think he would have a hard time. And we've talked about him on this episode and in other episodes, but in this podcast, other episodes, I'm trying to say. But even just his acting in portraying a blind man, he has that down very well. How he can, he's a believable blind person as far as that's right. He's got the sunglasses. No, I'm kidding. But he could look away and not look people in the eye as he's talking and all that. But just how they portray the character is believable in the sense of if it was a dude without super strength or whatever out there fighting people, he would get the fucking shit kicked out of him and survive often on just will and strength. And in many episodes, he's just fucking beat up. It's
Sure.
So the choreographing's great. The storylines are intriguing. Kingpin is fantastic. Just
Vincent
everything.
D'Onofrio is fantastic.
Just so good. That's another one. It's perfectly cast as Kingpin, really, in my opinion. So just very entertaining. It's just one of those shows that I can't wait to see the next episode when it's on. They're going to have another season and everything else here. So all the way around, storyline, casting, how it's shot, the fight scenes are incredible. It's just thoroughly, thoroughly entertaining. And I would definitely make an argument it's one of the best ever. Okay, Dean?
All right. Well, I want to take a side quest real quick and explain that there's nothing in this world that tickles me more than when Brian gets actually angry and defensive. He's one of the cooler, more calmer gentlemen I've ever known in my life. But like when you bring up Ben Affleck compared in the Daredevil to drop the fuck bomb, as hard as he did in anger, nothing tickles me more in my life.
I know how you feel. That's how I feel when someone refers to Batman as George Clooney. It's just I see red. I'm like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, it was like an immediate,
a million other good
examples. The fucking switch was flipped. Nothing tickles me more.
You want me to send it a step further? And I'm not saying this to try to make you mad, but it will infuriate you. I am pretty out on the character of Daredevil because of those movies. That's how I know the character. Because they were so bad, I've never been remotely interested to intake any Daredevil content because I'm just like, I see those movies in my head and I'm just like, it's the same with like Green Lantern. I'm just like, here's just a character that because of what I have seen of it, rightly or wrongly, of this portrayal, I'm just kind of out on the character. It spikes zero interest in me.
That makes sense, and honestly, that's why this is why it's so good too. Because you're right. The movies were such a disaster, right? That to come back from that and have something that's like gets people interested in that character and can forget about those movies unless you're kind of making fun of them, which of course they do in the newer, like the Deadpool movie and everything else, right? So that it makes you forget about it. When you can go back now, they're on Disney now, in the whole Disney library. Watch the first season. And now the second season, they get into Punisher. I think it's second season, the Punisher makes his first appearance. That's like a whole other level when the Punisher makes it appearance. But first, just very solid. Give it a couple episodes.
Okay.
Give it a couple episodes. See if you don't get hooked on it. And if you don't, okay. So.
All right. So I want to make an argument, boys. It's my turn to convince you that Loki should be on this list.
Good one.
You both have brought up the idea of, like Brian said, a series where you can't wait for the next episode. Loki was brilliant at that. At the end of every fucking episode, you were hooked. I mean, you had to. I can't wait. Damn it! Why is this not streaming? Why can't you binge this whole thing? You really were vested in these characters and the story. So it has that. And like Nick said about Peacemaker, it's the redemption arc. You took a villain from another property. And you can't just go, hey, he's a good guy. Let's do this show. No, you have to explain the burden of the character first, and then you can start to mold and change and redeem this character. And I think Loki did that brilliantly. And hell, you had Loki, the big bad of a whole, the whole saga, the whole first, part of Marvel was Loki was the big bad.
Yeah.
You had like these small moments here and there with him and Thor, but for the most part,
there were moments where you didn't know, where you were like, I'm confused. Like, is he actually like being shifty, or is he? You see these little glimpses of like humanity in him, or remorse, or like that. There's something there. But yeah, there's a lot of it in the beginning where you don't know how to feel about him.
Yeah. But for the most part, that he was the bad guy, right? He was like, he was before Thanos, right? So it took some balls. Yeah, I get that the actor can pull it off, and the story's going to be great, but just the concept of taking the main villain and making him one of the most beloved, to where we're looking forward to Doomsday to see him again, so we can see him fight on the side of the Avengers. I think that took balls, and they did it brilliantly. The show was well cast throughout all the seasons. Girl Loki was brilliant.
Kang was great.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before the downfall, right? It got us ready for the Kang, saga, right? Which again never came.
Killed Marvel. Him being an asshole killed Marvel. Like they were set with him.
But Loki set up all that. So it had such a what was in trouble after what was the goddamn Eternals, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, they're out of gas, and then you drop Loki and go, oh, not only they're not out of gas, but they can fuel the next X amount of years with not only this character, but the storyline that this series produced. So in my opinion, that is why Loki should be on this list of greatest superheroes TV shows.
I was a big fan of that show as well, and like you said, the acting is so good, the characters are great, and I'll even admit, like, a lot of I'm not once they do the time, there's even I'd like to go rewatch that series. There's parts of that shit I don't fucking understand. Like, I don't understand the time jumping and it's very confusing at times. But all that aside,
the last 2 episodes, it was insane.
Yeah, it's just a really well done show. It's visually very stunning, and it's just really, and like you said, Tom Hiddleston is just an incredible actor and has made that, like you said about Robert Downey Jr., it's like, can you even imagine anybody else playing Loki? Can you imagine a recast of Loki? No. And even though it certainly is, there are multiple Lokis in Loki, you know what I mean? But like, he just does it so well, and that show is fantastic for all of Disney's warts in like other things that they've done, or maybe how Marvel's gone, or how they've handled Star Wars. There's TV series largely have been really good, and then Loki was certainly one of the cornerstones of like those early Disney Plus series that really hit.
Agree.
Yeah, I would sign off on Loki, but yeah, we'll talk some more. But yes.
Okay.
Nick?
I'll give you another Disney Plus one here. I'm going to give you my WandaVision pick. So this was the first one, if you all recall. This was the first Disney Plus crack. And here's our, I don't even know if was it Disney Plus's first original series after launching the platform?
Actually, I believe it was.
It certainly was Marvel, but if not, it was certainly one of the first few.
Yeah.
So not knowing what to expect, you're just coming off this, the huge hype of Avengers and the Marvel, the MCU, as that was the end of Phase 1, and you had these characters, and not only did they deliver on the show being really well done, but I loved the theme of it. I loved them going through the with the eras of television, and and for a lot of it, you don't know. I love that when it's something is written in a way that keeps you interested and keeps you watching, but you don't even totally know what's going on yet.
Right.
Like, I love that. And this show did it really well, where like you're a good halfway through this series before you really even start to get a grasp on the meat of the plot. You know what I mean? Like, something's going on, something strange, and it's it's interesting, and now they're in this era, and there's but something is kind of oddly unsettling about it. And I love that show. I thought it did really well. And so it was certainly a home run for Disney Plus. And I think it probably, if that one doesn't do as well as it did, because it was huge too. Like, people were, it seemed, because it was near the beginning and there weren't a ton of Disney Plus shows out there, felt like a lot of people were watching it and paying close attention. And if that doesn't do as well as it does, who knows how that changes things for other properties. But that one, I think, was definitely a success. So whether or not it ends up on our collective Mount Rushmore, it's definitely one that I liked and think it was also kind of a big one for Marvel and Disney at the same time.
Sure. I would venture to guess that show alone was probably a reason that a lot of people subscribed to Disney Plus initially back then. It probably just kept it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, I agree all the way around. Solid. Great show. That was another one that Allie and I just very much looking forward to every episode. Couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait. Yeah.
Okay. Again, a ballsy move to do a lot of the stuff they did visually. Not only the stuff, moving through, but to start the fucking series in black and white.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like your first episode, you're like, you're gonna bring out a black and white old Dick Van Dyke style show.
Yeah.
It did a lot of really cool stuff. When they brought Evan Peters back, the door opens and you're like, her brother standing in front of her.
Yeah.
But it's crazy what they were able to do, and that, again, brilliantly written. Very cool.
Tragic.
Yeah.
A lot of tough content there.
And it's not even done, right?
No.
You still got Vision Quest
coming back.
Coming in the fall.
Yeah, that's right.
So the third of the trilogy of Wanda is coming back in the fall.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Solid picks here, guys.
Yep. Brian, you have any more you want to argue? Let's hear it.
I'm going to make a pitch anyway, but I know this is not going to make the final list here. But I just have to at least mention mine again. The Incredible Hulk, 1977. As a Gen X, kid, at the time, that was. Thinking back, again, 1977. I don't know I'm trying to think here. So Superman, Dean, came out, was it 78, the first Superman movie, something like that? So there just wasn't much there. Now we had the reruns that I'm wearing on video, homage to the Adam West Batman shirt, right?
Real
So
quick,
the
Brian,
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people know this, but they took a time machine and went back to when they were starting to produce the Hulk and said, "Hey, here's CGI. Use it." They go, "Fuck you. We have Lou Ferrigno."
Damn straight.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. So, we had Batman was fun. That you can make an argument for that, but that's just a little bit too campy. It's still a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
a lot of fun to watch. Well acted. That was a great show. That really started to set the groundwork for some of this stuff here. But the Hulk came along, and like you said, Lou Ferrigno looked great. They had pretty good makeup at the time, but like you say, it was just a big muscular dude. He didn't need computer graphics. It was just a muscular dude.
At that time, was fresh off of competing with Arnold Schwarzenegger for runner-up for Mr. Olympia.
If we're going to be honest in arguments, my only argument is the creator of the creation of the show, that they had to call him David Banner over Bruce Banner, and this is actually real because the network thought Bruce was too gay of a name.
Yeah,
so they made them change it to David Banner.
Yeah, fucking stupid. David Bruce Banner. Get the fuck out of here. That's stupid. But what took that to another level entirely was Bill Bixby.
Hulk smash.
Fantastic television actor, and he really.
Hulk smash.
I mean, you might look at this and think it was kind of a goofy kid, but that show was not. That was a pretty serious show. It really,
yeah.
It showed that the ongoing sadness and tragedy of Bruce Banner, who was just constantly on the run. He could never settle down. In every episode, it's just town to town to town. So which kind of made it cool too, because the whole could be in different towns and different places across the country. Excuse me, but he couldn't settle down because he would get a job somewhere and not be able to use his fucking genius intellect. He had to fucking, sweep floors and dumb shit like that just to try to survive. And inevitably something would fucking happen and he'd become the Hulk and have to run away again. But the effects at the time were cool. And again, just the whole seriousness of it was, it was an entertaining show. Go ahead.
He did have very poor judgment when it came to where he stopped to sleep, because it always ended up with people with guns wherever he stopped. He was not a good judge of character.
Yeah, that was tough. But I did like the fact that it was just, again, it was the old Hulk where Bruce Banner gets mad, turns into the Hulk.
Yeah,
that's it. Simple. And you could count on twice every episode. That was
right.
Twice every episode. Fucking Bill Bixby get the green, contacts, and you knew that was your ass.
How easy it is. You probably only had to do it once, and because it was the Zoom every time. All you had to do is like film that once, and then you just commit to it every for the whole series.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But anyways, it was just a fun show, and to me, in that era,
I respect it.
It helped lay the groundwork for future things. Later, they had the Spider-Man TV series, which didn't do as well. Spider-Man was so hard with the special effects available at the time, especially on a television budget. So that wasn't that good. But
it had those
set the groundwork. It got Stan Lee going to wait, to eventually develop the movie. Yeah, Thor made an appearance in that.
Yeah.
And Iron Man, did Iron Man, I think, maybe something like that?
Don't recall.
I don't know. But anyway, great show, a lot of fun, but it, overall, I mean, it has its place in history and in my childhood heart. But the Hulk is not as good as a show as the others that we have on the list here. So I will let that one kind of ease back here from our top and not make an argument for that one further. So
we'll give it its respect nomination.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely deserved. Definitely deserved. Right. And Lou Ferrigno may come back as the Hulk in the next Doomsday here as a variation of
I hope so.
Of like an evil Hulk, a Maestro Hulk, which is a comic book version that has gray beard and everything.
That'd be cool.
Hopefully that does happen. So
yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
All right, boys. My last argument here is Heroes. If you remember when it came out in the early 2000s,
I used to watch it.
There is an argument. It got not rebooted, but like recontinued many years later after it got canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
Brought it back?
Well, yeah, but like there was a storyline that it kind of continued the storyline to kind of answer some of the questions, and it wasn't great when it came back. Even like the first season, that's my argument. The first season of Heroes was incredible.
Yeah,
talking about like real people gaining superpowers. If you know the premise, some eclipse caused the superhero gene to wake up in people, and they developed these superpowers. But the cast was incredible. The writing was awesome. It was honestly my favorite show when it was on. For the first couple of years was just incredible. Like Brian, I understand this one isn't going to win, but I was such a fan. Like I was so hooked on that show, from Hayden Panettiere to Milo Migley, whatever his last name is.
I think that's it. I think
I nailed it. I'm pretty sure I nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the storyline was just so cool. Like Hayden Panettiere's her storyline with Indestructible. the idea that she tried to kill herself just to prove it to herself, and like the guy's name was the Asian guy was actually, his name was Hero. It's just so cool. Like, if you remember the show, I can't explain it without getting into like nerdy details that you're really not going to know if you didn't know the show. But it was very well written, very cool visuals. It was, you didn't have superhero stuff at that moment. You had the Spider-Mans coming out every so often when when they had to renew the rights to Spider-Man. Other than that, you didn't have a whole lot, so it was exciting.
It's also something that was completely original. It wasn't like, oh, here's
Yeah,
the character,
it was.
These
was
are
at the
brand
time.
new superheroes. This is the different thing. You don't even know what these guys are. It's like The Boys, where it's like these aren't characters we took from some comic series that already
Correct.
existed. We're making this up, for this.
And they made them compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto. Of course, he played Spock in the movies and different.
Yeah.
He was a very
Siler.
good bad. Sylar was a very
Sylar,
good
the bad
guy at the time.
And then again, later in the series, they redeemed him, which is very far fetched. But it's kind of like Loki. Loki killed millions of people, if you look at it. Sylar did the same thing. He was a serial killer for superheroes, and they ended up redeeming his character later in the series. But yeah, I was a huge fan until the last season before it got canceled. There's reasons why things get canceled.
Yeah.
But up until then, it was kick-ass and very cool. So Heroes is my argument.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you going to keep it, or are you going to honor it like the Hulk?
You know what? I think I'm not going to push any more for it. I don't want to say I'm going to put it on the shelf. I'll just leave it here. I'll leave it here.
Okay.
You guys will vote for it if you want, but I needed to at least be here in the running for you guys to look over. It's fine.
It was definitely interesting in the time for me. I was very interested in that show. Like I said, all new heroes. Everything was compelling, like you said. All the things. That show just went sideways. So it just really went sideways awful quick. The whole scene, I remember very Hannibal Lecter scene, very Hannibal Lecter like, where Sylar is eating the cheerleader's brain, or it was a whole thing like that. It was like very. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on this television show?
In her head,
just because
that's how he stole people's. Well, he didn't realize that he thought that was the only way he could steal people's powers.
God. So that when that was sort of the, it was kind of done.
See,
after
I love
that
part.
here,
Not me. I was like, okay, all right, we're cooking with gas here. So.
Yeah, for me, I'm with you. I would honor it for what it was, but I could not put that one ahead of Daredevil or Loki or Peacemaker or some of these other shows. At least for me.
Okay.
So okay.
Well, buckle up, because here comes my last submission. You're about to all change your minds right now.
Let's do it.
No, I don't. This is my whole pick. I don't expect either of you to understand or know how amazing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was to a young kid in the 90s, but it was a cultural fucking phenomenon. It was all any kid of that age range was into. I ate, slept, and breathed Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from the time I was probably like 7 till I was like 10 or 11. It was just all I could, as I loved it. Yeah. Still, honestly, to this day. I mean, the original, but no, it's it's campy, and it's not the best acting, and you're fresh young actors, and ultimately, I mean, it was the action scenes were even taken from an already existing Japanese show called Super Sentai, just repurposed with American teenagers for to put storylines to here. But that being said, like kind of some of the things we touched on with other shows is like yes, the scenes were taken from a Japanese show, but like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was its own thing. That was not a pre-existing property. It was created to market and sell toys to kids, and it was to kids' parents, to be able to, and they wanted, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the formula, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like that was this going to be this thing. But and goddamn, if it didn't work, I mean, they absolutely made bank on it. But to this day, nothing encapsulates my childhood like the Power Rangers really does, like my young childhood. That's the first thing that I just really remember. I mean, it had everything, right? It had they were the helmets were badass. Each one looked like a different dinosaur or prehistoric creature, and with the different colors. The fucking intro music was fucking sick. It was like fucking electric guitars and fucking it was fucking crazy. It was awesome. And and then the Megazords that, I mean, all came together and formed a giant one, and they'd fight the monsters. And like you said, Brian, with the Hulk, same formula. Every episode was the same fucking thing. The kids are hanging out at school, and then the evil space witch is watching them, and then needs to try to vanquish them. So has a monster created, sends them down to Earth. First the putties, try to see what that does, which is nothing every time. They beat them handily, and then sends down a monster. Then they morph. They beat the monster on the ground. Then she throws a staff down. Monster gets super big, like Godzilla sized. Then they got to get out the Zords and put them together and fight them with that. Same shit every single time. Good guys win. Hooray. Everybody dances and has a smoothie at the juice bar. Great times at Angel Grove. But yeah, just to this day, I always say it was my favorite show ever as a kid because at the time it was the coolest thing I had ever seen, and there's still that nostalgia when I watch it. But now it's fun. Sometimes I just watch it and get high because it's fucking hilarious. Like it's still enjoyable for me on different levels, but it's still every time I watch it, it reawakens that kind of young kid in me to where it's just, I'm like, yeah, oh, I remember this episode, or like, oh, it was such a big deal to me. So, like I said, I don't expect any other votes for it.
Nick was high. Nick was up, spin kicking in the air and giving savate kicks. He didn't see Lane come in the room, and he just Judy chops him in the throat.
Yeah,
that's very dangerous.
So, but I would be remiss if I did not bring it up, and it's my favorite superhero show of all time. It is, and to this day, it's one of my favorite shows. So, it just holds a special place in my heart. So there's Power Rangers. So, all right, well, looks like we've got some decisions to make here, boys. We've laid them all out here. I
have them written down. Do you guys want me to run over them real quick?
Yes, please do.
All right. With Dean having 1, 2, and 3 with Heroes, Loki, The Boys, Nick with Peacemaker, WandaVision, Power Rangers, Brian coming up with The Boys as well, Daredevil, and The Incredible Hulk from 1977.
Okay. My first one I'd like to argue for that I did not have is Loki. I think Loki is an excellent pick, and I would like to second my vote for Loki.
Okay. How do you want to give it a last quick shout out for it, or if you're going to put your vote for it?
Well, no, I kind of talked about it after you did, but yeah, it's just.
Well, I don't know how this is going. I
think Loki. I'll say a little. I think Loki deserves to be up there just because of. I don't know. I know we've all enjoyed it while it's been on, and as far as, like you said, it's something different as far as with taking a supervillain and ultimately turning them around and making them a character that is so beloved. And it started before that TV show. I mean, Loki was already a likable character when that series began, but it really delved a lot deeper into that side of him. But that's like I said, that's of the ones that weren't on my list, that was the one that I was like, yeah, like that one, I feel like I really enjoyed that one, and it would, in my opinion, deserves to be up there. But I am willing to give you guys The Boys, even though I've never seen it, because I know of it, and like I said, I've never seen anything on it, but I just know how popular it is and how much people enjoy it. So I would sign off on The Boys based off of cultural relevance.
Okay. That's our first. That's our first one that made the list. Then Dean, The Boys is 105. Yeah.
And by doing this, Nick, and it being number one, I really do think you should give it a run sometime.
Okay.
So, Dean, Loki was your
jazz cabbage, and
yeah, for sure. Loki was whose submission?
Loki was my submission.
Okay, so we have two for Loki so far. You know what? I'll give you that one because
Okay.
I enjoyed the show. Owen Wilson gives it an extra edge. You know, Mobius'
Right.
character was
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, he was. Yeah, we didn't even talk
You
about
know,
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Good
The
point.
whole story, like Dick said, the whole storyline was very intriguing, a little hard to follow at times, but yeah, it was one of the better things they'd done, period, with multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
Even the movies and anything that they've done, like
Yep.
you said, the variants of Loki, including the whole intrigue of can I date myself, is a whole like
Right.
yeah.
you know, can I date a female version of myself? Is that weird? Whatever. And
I think
it's
with
kind of like you think you
we
could.
even threw a conversation about that on this
Yeah.
show because of
Yeah.
it.
So all
If
that
I
was
had a nickel
good.
for
Go
every
ahead.
time I saw Dean in the bathroom bent over like a lawn chair trying to date himself in a certain type of way, I'd have a lot of
I just kept
nickels.
rolling over. I'd take all those nickels and probably pay to get a rib removed at this point.
We're gonna make our dreams come true on this show.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, like you said, the whole arc of that villain, fantastic, and how it ended. So just like you said, it was good. It definitely deserves to be, I think, in our personal top, our idiots top 5. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. I want to make an argument for WandaVision. This was Nick's submission. WandaVision. It's the OG, right? For Marvel TV shows, and arguably the best of them. You know what I mean? Like every show came. Not all of Marvel's TV shows were the same genre, right? So you couldn't,
Yeah.
it's apples to oranges. But
Mhm.
still, they all had to compete with the Ghost of WandaVision and how
Right.
good it was, and like
Sure.
Nick said, it brought so many people to the app itself, the network itself. So,
Mhm.
And not to mention, shout out to Agatha all along. It was also I
yeah,
almost put that one on
absolutely.
too, but
Yeah,
without WandaVision, you don't
you
have
don't have
that.
Agatha, and you're not going to have
But
the
God,
Vision.
that was a great series too. I honestly, that one's up there as far as most enjoyable, Disney
Yeah,
Plus series for me. But
absolutely.
yeah, it spawned a lot of great stuff from it as well.
Yeah, I'm
Brian,
with you. And even the side
okay.
characters, like Randall Park came in for that. Kat
Mhm.
Dennings is the FBI agents and everything. Deborah Jo Rupp,
Yeah,
Teyona
she's the
Paris. There
best,
really
isn't
was a
she?
lot of solid
She's
characters
fantastic.
throughout that. So, yeah, I think you're right. From a like you
Okay.
say, from a relevance in the establishing the streaming superhero shows. If, like you said, Nick, if that didn't do so well, that who knows what they would have continued to try to do.
Right.
Of course, hits and misses, but that was a huge hit right out of the gate. You're right. So I think it deserves to be up there as well. So that is 3.
That's 3. We have the
Three of the
boys,
5.
Loki, and WandaVision.
Okay.
Brian, you have anyone you want to second or reiterate?
I still think that Daredevil should be a strong consideration, everything that I said here. So again, that was one that from Netflix, when they that was certainly of the superhero shows that Netflix was making at the time, that was I don't want to say by far, but I will say it was by far the absolute best. So popular that they kept Charlie Cox in that role in the Spider-Man movies, and they had to bring back the original cast to appease the fans, who if they tried to replace anybody, it just wouldn't have been the same. And the fact
Sure.
that that's going to continue with the same cast 10 years later and make more. I mean, kind of speaks for itself here. So the realism, the casting, the storyline, the character Daredevil itself is one of the coolest and most intriguing superheroes, period, in my opinion. With how can a
Thanks, Ben
blind
Affleck.
man be a superhero? Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let me go ahead and second Daredevil.
So, there you go.
For the simple reason of its reality. The reality is, and not just the reality of like the story, but the reality is it's grounding Marvel where it needs to be grounded. And when I say grounded, I mean the local superheroes.
Yes, that's
because,
right.
The Punisher is not fighting Thanos. You don't have you're not going to see those guys in space. I mean, you might, with Doomsday and all this, but
It's
as
your
of now,
Batman, so to speak. It's a
It's a guy on the
regular.
street.
It's a
It's a guy on the
dude
Right.
street.
with
Right.
Yeah.
special skills and talents. But
and Marvel is doing this and doing this and doing and then floating out and just getting gigantic. And there was a certain sect of the comic books themselves that put Spider-Man and Daredevil on the ground fighting Kingpin.
Yep.
And
That's
you
right.
needed that. You needed that contrast. And I think this version of Daredevil, I didn't
Yeah.
see the Ben Affleck movie, so I honestly can't argue to them or against them. But what I can say is I like that it's holding the fort down while everybody goes out and does this. It's giving.
Yeah.
Oh, we really, my town of, Barberton or Minneapolis could really use a Daredevil
hero. Yeah.
Great
and a
point.
hero.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why I'll agree. Daredevil. I'll second that.
Yeah. I can't get, because I've never seen. It's kind of like, I'm not opposed to it, but like I said, I just never having seen it.
Okay.
I can't really. I'd like to give it the yay because I know Brian's passionate about it. So like I trust his judgment, and I know this not just in this discussion, but you brought it up many times before, like how much you enjoy that show. So I definitely I have no doubt it's a good show, and at some point I should try to sit down and watch a couple episodes of that and just
It's
kind of
pretty badass, dude.
try to reimagine my own version of Daredevil. Try to flush the Ben Affleck movie out.
It will quickly. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Okay. Are you okay with that, or no? You want some more convincing, or
I am okay with that,
hold?
especially actually of what's left. Yeah, I'm okay with Daredevil getting one of those last two spots.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and because Nick's unselfishness of voting for a show he's never seen. I'm going to go ahead and second Peacemaker, not only for the fact that it's appeasing this whole situation, but the fact that it's fucking rad. I've been thinking about it, like, what is the perfect word to describe the TV show Peacemaker? Fucking rad. That's how you describe it. Just the music, the quirkiness, the ridiculous. When I say ridiculous, like the absurdity of the violence. You know what I mean? It's not just like Daredevil where somebody's getting punched and you're like cracking into the bones. This is just splatter, just like the Suicide Squad movies. It's silly fun in an absurdity of violence.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the most fun times I've had watching an action series in the past, 15 years. So yeah, I'll give you Peacemaker. I'll second Peacemaker for you.
It's Mighty Morphin, it's Peacemaker, it's
Hulk,
and what else?
Heroes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think all have again, all have a special. I think we're sort of saying we all have our show in our hearts that we love, that we know probably wouldn't maybe make the ultimate list here with Mighty Morphin, Heroes, and the Hulk from the 70s here. But I'm a huge Peacemaker fan as well with this list, so I would say yeah, absolutely okay to put that out there too. Again, that's another one, like you said. Look forward to that every week. From a modern superhero type show, it definitely fits the bill perfectly. Like you said, Dean, it's really all about redemption. Him trying to find his way from, killing Captain Flag in the Suicide Squad movie, and trying to find his way back to being a good person and someone he could live with. Trying
to be the hero he's always thought he was.
Right, and they really is setting up a lot of intriguing things in upcoming seasons with, maybe having to fight his brother as the ultimate villain and everything, and there's whole kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So good stuff there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
I just realized I can't now vote for Peacemaker because by my count that won't leave room for Power Rangers. So I am going to retract.
Sorry.
Peacemaker.
Well, it's already on the list. Sorry, bud.
All right, so
close.
what's our five, sir? What do we
All
come
right.
up with here as the best
Our-
live action? Go
Our
ahead.
idiot
Superheroes.
Mount Rushmores of superhero television shows.
Mhm.
Number 1 with The Boys. Number 2, Loki. Number 3, WandaVision. Number 4, Daredevil. And then number 5, Peacemaker.
I
There
got
it
a
is.
solid list.
Locked
That's
in.
a solid list. That's a solid list.
You heard it here first.
Now,
Locked into immortality forever and ever.
that's right.
Mm,
Carve it in the stone.
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
All right. Can
That's
I
right.
give a real quick shout out to one that I know would have been left at, and only one other person realizes this or remembers this? But like Greatest American Hero, can we just give a quick shout out to the Greatest
I
American
love
Hero?
that show. Love, and I
who
hear they
actually-
might be making a new one.
No, well, sorta. They're doing a comic book of it, and William Catt is one of the creators, chief content officer type things behind it.
Okay.
Because they're using his likeness as well.
Okay. I like that.
So-
I like that a lot.
Yeah, so they're doing a comic book run of it.
Okay.
They were gonna do one with a girl. Nick, you remember the New Girl TV show New Girl?
Zoe Deschanel. Yeah.
No, her
Oh.
friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was gonna be the main character. I think they filmed it. Like I think there's a pilot out there somewhere with her in the role. And it, for whatever reason, it never came to fruition. But if we're going to talk about TV shows with the superheroes, I just want to give a quick shout out to The Greatest American Hero.
Love that show, D. That was one of
Absolutely.
my family night TV shows back in the 80s. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Great theme, all that stuff. A lot of fun.
If you
Yeah,
don't have
original-
that,
Original
if you
series,
don't
like you said,
have
original
that
hero.
show, you don't have, believe it or not, George is not home. So. You like that?
George, what the hell is George is not home?
Oh, you don't remember the Seinfeld thing where George sung his answering machine? Believe it or not, George
that's
is
right.
not home. Where could he be?
That's funny. Nick's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about
I don't
right
know
now.
what any of that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what anything you just said is.
Sorry. All right.
Good stuff.
That's why I just wanted to keep it as a quick shout out, though.
Yeah, fantastic.
I like Flash Gordon.
No, it's a guy. It's like a regular guy who aliens gave him superpowers, and like he doesn't know how to use them.
You give him a suit.
Yeah, the suit. Like
He got a super suit and he
couldn't
lost the
land.
instructions. Like the instructions, like a classic, like blows away or something stupid like that.
Like
And he-
Howard
he-
Langston and Jingle All the Way, where like he's got the
Something.
fucking suit
See?
on. It
There
really
you go.
doesn't
Right.
know how to fucking work it.
And
Okay.
the thing is, like, he couldn't land. He could fly. He couldn't land. He'd like crash into things and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good show.
It's goofy. It was fun.
It was the 80s. You know? Yep.
Best
Pull
things
up the
came out of
Greatest
the
American
80s.
Hero theme, and you probably have heard it. You don't
You've
think about
definitely
it.
heard
You
it.
probably have heard it on some 80s station or something
Yeah.
like that. It made it top 40 at the time, whatever. But definitely was entertaining.
Okay.
Well, another thing that was entertaining, hopefully, was this episode, ladies
Maybe.
and gentlemen. Yes.
Depends on who you
Argue
ask,
amongst
guys.
yourselves.
That's right. I'll give you a topic. All right. Well, I'll give you something to go and find on the internet, and that would be our link tree. We would like to encourage you to go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, Linkttree. See what pops up there for you. That's right. It's linked to all of our social media accounts. Feel free to go there and try to support the podcast any way you can. If you enjoy what you've heard tonight or any night on this podcast, it helps us out a bunch. Feel free to leave a review. Maybe send us an email if there's anything you want to hear us talk about or any other Mount Rushmores that you think would be fun for us to do. We'd love some ideas. We've been doing this for 5 years and we're running out of them. You can also find ways to support the show, such as perhaps buying some merch if you feel so inclined. You can find all that information, and believe it or not, even more on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. This has been episode 277 of Convincing Idiots. I have been Millennial Nick.
Sennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you that we are the best live action podcast to save the internet with these episodes? That might need some
what's
convincing,
happened
actually.
to me. I can't believe it myself. Look at me, I'm on top of the world. Should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Zennial Dean, Gen X Brian, Millennial Nick. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe.
Ham grape.
In our main topic, we debate our list of the ultimate superhero live action TV shows of all time. That was stupid. Not good. I'm going to do my part
You should
again.
still listen.
Like tonight's podcast, or like
I'm
all
going to do my part again. Your guys is fine.
Oh, wait.